Hi, welcome back to English Wiki. So, in Korean, this is often called kalati, which is actually a word assembled from English elements. And a dress shirt is a waishutsu. Why? We'll talk about that today in this video. Stay tuned. So lately we've been looking at English loanwords in Korean with semantic shifts, that is, meaning changes. And we have more today like that, but this is an interesting category where there's not only some semantic shift, but you have word forms altered because you have actually two different English words or word elements combined in a way that does not exist in English. These are purely Korean inventions, and these are actually really clever and linguistically interesting. So let's get into it. Masscom, masscom is a blend of mass and communication for mass media, especially as a university department or the field of media communications, mass media. This thing is a multi-tab in Korean. It's a blend of multi and tab. Not sure how they got the tab, but anyway, this is what Koreans call a power strip. We call this a power strip in English. Back mirror is the rear view mirror of a car. Binal house, well, binal is Korean for plastic, especially the plastic wrap or film, and that is a greenhouse that's made out of plastic or vinyl, not an actual glass greenhouse, but a plastic greenhouse. A treadmill in Korean is a running machine. Running machine, not a treadmill. But in English, we call it a treadmill. Yeah, in English, if you say running machine, I think people will understand you, but it's just a lot more common to say treadmill. Leisure sports in Korean is kind of blended to and truncated or shortened to lepotsu. Lepotsu. Sign pen, especially the kind like school kids use, the kind of thing, is what we would call a felt marker. They call a sign pen. Selka is a selfie for self camera. Sunting, see this in signs for auto body shops everywhere here. It's like car window tinting, where you would have windows tinted or where you buy tinted windows for your car. Lit hotel, although I think this one is less common for Koreans, but it's a resort hotel. Eye shopping is window shopping or eye shopping. Oberbeite, this is interesting. It means like to overeat, especially overeating that leads to vomiting, you puke or barf from overeating. Oberbeite. Otobai is a motorcycle. Waishutsu is a dress shirt or button-up shirt. Why? I guess because they thought it looked like the letter Y somehow. They call it waishutsu. One Piece in English would either be like a one piece women's bathing suit or a one piece kind of clothing for babies, which you use for babies because it's easy to snap over the bottom open and change the diapers. But in Korean, it's a dress, a woman's dress. One piece is a dress, a one piece dress. Rice is actually a Korean invention because it's a blend of omelet and rice, and it's a kind of just a Korean dish. I don't know, can't really translate it in English because it's just a Korean dish. It's basically like fried rice with sort of wrapped with egg, omelet style egg. One room is literally one room. That means an efficiency apartment or a studio apartment, literally a one-room apartment. Now, in English, we would say an efficiency apartment. It kind of sounds like it's an older or cheaper one. If it's kind of nicer or newer or fancier, you tend to say studio apartment because it sounds nicer. One shot is one shot or bottoms up, like if you're drinking, bottoms up. Kala tea is a blend of collar and t-shirt, a polo shirt. Usually has like a gator or horsey on it. Mine doesn't, but they call it a kala tea. Crepasa is a crayon, and kickboard is a scooter, including electric scooters. Pokrane is a digger or excavator or backhoe or hydraulic shovel. Usually digger is kind of more common English, excavator or backhoe, more specialized terms. High teen is a person in their late teens. Pippa is a whisk or egg beater. Handphone is what we would call a cell phone in the US or a mobile phone in the UK. Skinship. Skinship is a word I talked about in a previous video. It's a clever blend of skin and like friendship or ship word ending in English. So this refers to kind of affectionate touching, friendly touching, either between friends or between couples. When couples, your skinship. Yeah, it's a really clever creation, and I think maybe some English writers have started to pick up on it and use it, borrowing from the Korean back into English. Finally, we have Dutchy pay, which is really a Koreanized form of going Dutch or splitting the bill. So if you have dinner with somebody, if it's a date in English, we would say going Dutch, where each person pays for himself or herself. Or if it's more of a group of people or like friends or something, or outside of work or something, you would say splitting the bill. The origin of this is interesting. So of course, Korean took the phrase going Dutch and combined it with pay to make Dutchy pay. What do we call it going Dutch in English? There's an interesting story behind this, and it's not based on people from the Netherlands, actually. That's what I thought at first, but it's not. This is named for a group of people in the US called the Amish. So the Amish are a religious community that originally came out of Switzerland and southern Germany around the 1600s, 1500s, seeking religious freedom. And they settled in various places in the US, especially in Pennsylvania and other parts of the Midwestern US. And they're a very unique culture and community. They live in farms, and they live the way people did in the 1600s. So they are Protestants, kind of a very conservative group of Protestants, and they have some unique beliefs. They don't believe in war or fighting, so they don't believe in serving in the military. They don't believe in technology, and they avoid technology as much as possible. They will use it sometimes, and it's not that they think technology is evil, but they think that relying on technology is bad, and so they avoid relying on technology. So they use often 16th century, maybe early 20th century technology. They drive horse and buggy. A few of them drive like 1920s automobiles. They live in farms. They don't use modern technology generally. And another unique aspect about the culture is they really don't believe in debt. They are very uncomfortable with debt, so they don't like borrowing money, like from a bank. But even if they go out to eat, if like you pay for me, I'm technically in a sense indebted to you, and they are not comfortable with that. So if they go out to eat together, they will tend to pay for each person. Each person will tend to pay for his or her own portion. They split the bill. And so why are they referred to as Dutch? Well, they came out of southern Germany and Switzerland, and they kind of speak their own dialect of German as well as English, the Amish in the US. So Americans say, hey, where are you from? What language is that? And they would say, well, we're Deutsch. Deutsch is the German word for German. And Americans say, oh, you're Dutch. Oh, okay. So Deutsch, which is the German word for German, got misunderstood or misinterpreted as Dutch. So they're often called the Pennsylvania Dutch, Pennsylvania Amish, and their dialect is called Pennsylvania Dutch, although they're actually originally from Germany and Switzerland. So the term Go Dutch was named for the Amish in their practice of each person paying his or her own way when paying for stuff. That's where the English expression comes from. So English, we say Go Dutch or split the bill, and in Korean, Dutchy pay. So I hope you learned something. And that's it for today. That's the end of the series on Korean English English Korean loanwords. I'll put a link in the description below for a full list of such loanwords. And the next video, we'll move on to something else. So keep learning, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.